All right, folks, welcome back. It's Tuesday, and here is our weekly challenge. Special challenge this week, just declare. We are just declaring hands, which means we are arriving at the table after an auction has already been had, and the robots have decided where we are going to play this one. So here we left off looking at this hand. We were playing 3 clubs, and let me just refresh your memory on the auction. I don't believe the opponents bid anything. No, it was a club by us, a diamond, our partner bid a spade, or sorry, we bid a spade, and our partner jumped to 3 clubs, which usually would just be invitational and natural, kind of a weird bid by the robot. But again, this is not about the bidding. This is about the play and how well we're going to declare this. The only time you want to focus on the bidding in tournaments like this or in challenges like this are when the opponents have revealed some information about their hand in their bids. Okay, so if they haven't bid, it's not going to be as important, and you're going to use up that gray matter kind of figuring out, hey, why did the robot do this, when in fact the robot just might be plumb wrong in some of these spots. Here, we've found a very nice place to be. So the heart lead comes, and we are going to take a moment and just look at our losers and some potential strategy on this hand. So take a moment. Again, pause the video if you need to. I may need a few seconds here as well. So take a moment, and before I tell you what I'm going to do, make sure you have your plan set. So there's like good news, bad news on this. We have a couple of short suits on both sides of the table. We have short hearts in dummy and short spades. The other thing we have in that north hand, though, is a nice side source of tricks in the diamond suit. So we have kind of different ways we could go about this. We might try to ruff in the shorthand, meaning anytime we take a ruff up here, we're going to gain a trick. There's a downside to that because look at how good these chunky club cards are, right? We might need some of these to handle drawing trump. And there's another potential strategy here, the diamond suit, right? Especially if the ace of diamonds is on side. We might just be able to develop this for some tricks. And we presume we can always take at least one ruff over here. If trumps are dividing 3-2, we might want to take more. I'm going to get to the business of winning this first trick, though. No chance we're winning with anything but the ace clear. That if lefty had king queen, they would have led the king. So we're just going to win our ace here. And at this moment, because I'm in my hand and I get to make this play, and it's important to try to set up a source of tricks, I'm just going to lead a diamond towards that hand. I can still take some roughs in that dummy at some point. And to be honest, another thing is at play here, maybe to make it look like you're trying to ruff in the shorthand, because really the club suit is best led by the opponents. So if I get to the business of maybe trying to shorten that hand, they might just lead trump for me, which is good, right? So this is a hand that's probably going to play itself pretty well here. We're going to play a diamond to the king. All right, that lost. Not the best situation. Here comes a heart back. It doesn't really matter what we play. I mean, the queen, if it was to our right, was going to be played there. So let's see what they do now. Here comes a revealing card, a diamond. Now what, folks? All right, so they've kind of set up a trick in that dummy over there for us at this point. What do you want to do? Make your play. We've also realized that the diamonds were played twice and both opponents followed. So this is a spot where we may just want to get to the business of drawing some trump, but there could be downsides to this as well, especially if we play a club towards our king, because now maybe if right-hand opponent's getting a diamond ruff, maybe they have a club that's higher than the 7 or the 6. It's kind of a weird spot. I'm going to do something super weird here and play the 10 of clubs. And this is just so maybe I can see, get a read on what right-hand opponent might have. If they have the jack, I would expect to see that here because it's the robot. So I'm just going to play this to the king. That worked out pretty well. And now let's play low. Okay, this is working out quite well. But now we might see, oh, even better. Okay, good. So we can play the 10 of diamonds and see how this shakes out. We do not see that it's breaking evenly, but all we have to do to set up that suit is, boom, rough it. And now that diamond is good. Make your play now, folks. You're in the south player's hand. What do you want to do? Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything on this last trick before I give you this question. Make your play. So before you make your play, you should just be looking at what we are always talking about. How many tricks do we have? We have 6. How many more are we going to take? Well, we're going to take a club, a diamond, and the ace of spades. Right? That's 3. That's 9. We made it. Can we take more? Do we have to? Not necessarily. This is imps, right? This is an imp format, so the over trick might not matter. But it's useful to give them an option to go wrong. So we're just going to give them a chance to duck that king of spades. A lot of people just by rote will play second hand low, and you'll sneak a trick in here. The robot's too sly for that. But notice there's no downside to this. Right? Okay, they won their king of spades. Guess what, folks? We have the rest. We gave ourselves one possibility to take an extra trick. We did not realize that piece of luck, but the rest are ours anyway. Right? So we took a chance at taking one more without any downside. That's what we want to do to maximize our trick-taking potential. So there, plus 110, we'll take it. Ooh, check this one out. This one had a little Drury piece to it. Let's take a peek. So we, on this hand, open a spade in fourth seat, and the robot plays this convention. This is what's called Drury. This is just a way to show an invitational raise, or kind of constructive plus in the modern game methods, but it shows a fit, right? And it allows us to bail out of the 2 level if we've opened light. This South player's hand clearly did not open light. And once again, I'm showing you the auction just for kind of instructional purposes. If you're playing in this, the only thing that really is going to matter is, did the opponents bid anything? And if those are all passes, then you're kind of flying blind like the rest of people that wouldn't even understand the bidding would be able to understand, right? So here, no information has been transferred by the opponent, so we're flying blind. And they lead a spade. Good news or bad news for us? Is the spade lead good or bad? I mean, we love it. We love a spade lead on this. They're solving a bunch of problems, and we have nice spot cards here. One thing we should know is that if West has the king, they have at least 3 spades. Leading from king third in these spots isn't actually the worst case scenario, because we would expect South to have the ace, but in practicality, we would not expect the king of spades to be in our left-hand opponent's hand. And here we see it goes jack to our ace. Now what play would you make from this point? Make a choice. You're forced to win your ace here. We're not going to play the queen, obviously, from dummy, because we expect the king to be to our right almost always, right? Again, maybe not if lefty has king third or longer. And here we know it would be only king third because we've seen both players follow. But what do we want to do? The problem here, or at least the way we're going to figure out what's best to play next for our purposes, is, are we going to lose a trick when we draw trump? And the answer is yes. And if we lose a trick, what can the opponents possibly do, especially if it's that rare occurrence where lefty wins the king of spades? What can the opponents do that's good for their side? All right, they can lead hearts. Right? They can develop a slow heart trick on us before we get to touch clubs. So at this point, because I'm in my hand, I'm just going to play a low club towards that dummy. We get a little piece of news there. The ace of clubs jumps up. And here comes that heart play, right? So they're wise to us, right? They see, okay, here it comes. They're trying to get rid of this heart in their hand, and we're going to have a decision next. I'm going to play the queen just in case they're leading from the king, and boom, they are, right? So lefty apparently is thinking about it this way. They're saying, hey, they're trying to maybe set up a pitch with those clubs over there. So with my king jack of hearts, if my partner has the ace, I really need to kind of get that in there. And unfortunately for them, they've just given us an unknown free finesse, and now it's our ball game here. So at this point, we don't really need to worry about anything else happening. We were trying to pitch a losing heart. It looks like we are going to be able to pitch a losing diamond or ruff a couple diamonds instead, so all should be going pretty well for us. We'll lead a low spade. Righty did have the king. I would guess they would draw trump here. Oh, no, apparently not. Okay. All right, so at this point, you know, we can be super safe here and lead a club to the king and ruff a club high and just set up everything, right? And then if that's going really poorly for us, we're still going to do okay here. But at this point, I think we can just draw one round of trump and assume things are going to be okay. There's a club pitch that's pretty good as well. It's nice playing imps. You don't have to worry about getting everything totally wrong by making a weird play. And now we just see we have oodles of tricks at this point and only so many cards left. So plus 650, not too bad there. Let's take a look back at this results screen over here. And we can see that, yeah, just a totally normal auction. Weird lead of a spade on this one. And let me tell you why. We do not lead singleton trumps, or we shouldn't, right? It's usually a recipe for not the most successful defense because you're so frequently finessing partner out of cards. And let's just talk about the way we would play this suit normally, right? If I were playing this hand, I would play the ace of spades, or I'd play low to the ace, and then I would plan to play low back to the queen. right? Maybe you would guess this right sometime. Maybe you play low to the 10 and you get it right. But really, the most normal play is to play the ace first and reveal an honor if it's happening for you that's dropping. And that's the way I would be playing this suit. So they deprive themselves of a normal play by declare that would have given them 2 spade tricks most likely, right? Because here you can see if I plunk down this ace of spades to draw trump myself, I'm going to get the bad news when I lead low towards that and the king jack are on the wrong side. By leading this singleton spade, you're almost always just giving a trick to declare. Sorry, I can't say almost always. You're frequently enough giving trick to declare. I don't want to make it that bad, but you're giving a trick to declare so often when partner has a good trump holding, right? And look at lefty. It's not like they were hurting for a good lead, right? The 10 of diamonds is fine. Even a low heart, I don't love. In fact, I don't like leading away from kings or aces for sure against trump suits, but that 10 of diamonds is nice. Even a low diamond is fine, right? Just get out of your hand safely and save these cards to be led towards, and don't blow up partner's trump position. So good lesson for the robot. I hope West is listening. I think they kind of put me on mute though, so I can't get through to the robots at this point. But let's see where we're ending or starting Wednesday. Ooh, okay. We're going to be playing 4 spades on this hand. Did the opponents bid? Nope. It was all our show. So take a moment, take a look at this, and I will see you tomorrow, which is Wednesday, for these 2 hands, guys. It looks like these were at least a little more exciting than our first 2 days. So, guys, if I don't see you here tomorrow, maybe I'll see you in class at bridgelesson.com. Don't forget the bridge quiz, still live on Wednesdays, and I have more of those declare play practices posting this week as well. So good luck with all of that, guys. I'll either see you here or at those tables or in those classes at bridgelesson.com. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon.